What's up guys, welcome to today's video, and today we are going to be talking about a few of the mechanics in Assassin's Creed Mirage. We're not going to be giving any spoilers to any of the story or anything, so don't worry about that. But I will have to say that I was personally not impressed with the story. There were certain interesting bits, but it wasn't anything that we haven't really seen being implemented into the Assassin's Creed universe. And yeah, let's get right into it, guys. Alright guys, we're going to be talking about the parkour to start off with, and I must admit that I do enjoy the parkour in Mirage. To be honest, there wasn't really anything like anything proper new or anything in my opinion. But it was still fun. I do admit that the location, Baghdad, is a beautiful location, and it definitely made things very interesting. And I do personally prefer this map compared to a lot of like Unity's map, Rogue's map, a few other old school ones. But yeah, I have to admit, when it comes to the combat is, in my opinion, one of the worst within the Assassin's Creed franchise, just because it's like parry reliant for the majority of the time, and you don't really have much weapons to pick from. Yeah, I felt like the combat definitely needed some work, but I can see why they did that, because they really wanted us to pretty much focus on the stealth mechanics and use the tools a lot more, instead of just pretty much treating it like Valhalla and just going in and killing everyone just by swinging away. But I would have preferred if there was a lot more animations, multiple kill animations, all of that good stuff. But with that being said, there was a lot of good animations here and there. It's just when it comes to stealth to combat, like smoothness, in my opinion, that's where, yeah, it kind of falls apart. But overall, yeah, it's an okay game. But yeah, I would recommend that if you are more of a classic Assassin's Creed player, that you will most likely not be having the greatest time with this game. And to be honest, there's a lot of things that I really wish that they added on this game as well, like a lot more side content. But then again, this was in my opinion, they should have put way more work into it. I know at first it was supposed to be originally a DLC for Valhalla, but at the end of the day, like, if they wanted to turn it into a full-blown game, they should have put more content. I know they're going to put some DLC stuff and all of that, but yeah, unfortunately, this is not the Assassin's Creed experience that I'm pretty positive that a lot of the old school fans was trying to look forward to. Because when Ubisoft was talking about how we're gonna go back to visiting the old roots of Assassin's Creed, in my opinion, I didn't really get that from this. The only way I actually got that is, okay, once you kill this enemy, you get an item, which is from the very first Assassin's Creed game. And I think they went on the wrong way, because that means now that they are literally using stuff from the very first game instead of consistently progressing the mechanics. And we should have a better version of pretty much the old school parkour system. And yeah, I feel like the graphics of the game, some parts was okay, but wasn't nothing too special. Of course, some outfits look amazing, but yeah, overall, not really impressed with the game, to be honest, guys. But on a positive note, I do have to say that at least the character Basim is an interesting character, and of course everyone knows that he is like the reincarnation of Loki. And I do like the way that everyone knows that this is a game to pretty much explain some of those aspects, which in my opinion, it kind of explains, but not fully. And I was really surprised how this is probably the only Assassin's Creed game that we never really had any modern day parts and stuff like that. which is making me think on the next game that they're probably going to have a lot more modern part bits. I'm not exactly sure, but they could also go with another route that they're going to have Basm doing certain modern day parts here and there, let's say, and we're probably going to get another person that was like Desmond and Layla. In my opinion, we might get someone that is from Japanese ascent, so at least when we are actually going to Japan, someone's actually connected bloodline wise and all of these type of things, so it could be very interesting. And yeah, I am really hoping that the next Assassin's Creed game has a whole lot to offer compared to Mirage, because I felt like, because there was a 3-year gap between Valhalla and Mirage, and I felt like what we got in the meantime was not really worth it. But I can also see that Ubisoft has had a lot of teams split, because I feel like they was working on some other games. Like we got the Assassin's Creed Nexus, which is the VR version, and that one does look fun. It looks like we're pretty much gonna be experiencing some of the older characters through another missions they probably scrapped but just put it for VR, or probably certain missions are the same but you just do it from first person. And yeah, overall guys, if I had to recommend this game, I would probably say only get this if it's on sale for a very good price, like at least, I don't know, like 60% off or something like that. And it's a very short game. Even though I spent like 24 hours in it, I was trying to explore as much as possible. They didn't have much to explore. Like, there wasn't a lot of, like, outside the city of Baghdad, there wasn't really much to explore in the wilderness and stuff like that. And yeah, I have to say, overall, the game, if I had to rate it, it's, in my opinion, one of the worst Assassin's Creeds out of the whole franchise. I would barely give it a 4 when it comes to actual gameplay mechanics. I might give it a 5 or 6 story-wise, but the worst one is definitely the combat. Like, I really love how we can have multiple kills and all of that from the old school games, but when I saw that we saw none of that here, I was very disappointed. Like, it felt like just a very easy game to make. To be honest, I felt like there was a lot of YouTubers that's probably able to make better games than this. But yeah, but I can see why some people don't like it. I can see why some people do like it. It's going to be split. It's definitely, and I don't see Mirage fitting in with the old school or new school Assassin's Creed fan base. So this one is definitely a bit of a funny one, I must admit. But yeah, guys, please comment down below on what your thoughts are on the game, if you've tried it. And yeah, for anyone who hasn't tried it, as I said earlier in the video, please get on a deal or something like that, because in my opinion, it's not worth the 50 or 60 bucks that you're most likely going to be charged for it. Most likely get on Black Friday if you can. And yeah, have a good one, guys.